Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a brand new deck profile to the channel. As I'm going along doing more Edison deck profiles, this is going to be a Quickdraw Synchron combo variant deck profile. So what I say by combo variant, this is going to be a very more aggressive style of Quickdraw Synchron, one that you guys probably haven't really seen too much of. I also don't see like a lot of other pros or whatever playing this, but also just people have sort of thrown Quickdraw Synchron by the wayside. I really do love this deck, so hopefully some people will try to pick this up, maybe bring it to a larger tournament. I think it'd be really cool to see if this variant of the deck would do anything, especially if it was tweaked a little bit more. This is sort of like a rough version of the deck. I've been working on it pretty tirelessly for the last couple of weeks now, and now I think I'm ready to finally profile it. If you guys are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Like the video. We do tons of GOAT, Edison, and, modern content here. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I guess one last other announcement is that now the Patreon for the channel is back on, is live again. I took it down when I stopped uploading about a year ago, but now the Patreon is back in action. So anyways, for this combo variant of Quickdraw Synchron, Dandy Warrior, whatever you want to call it, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Quickdraw Synchron. For those of you guys who don't know what this card does, basically you special summon it by pitching another monster out of your hand, and then it gets to be used as any substitute for any Synchron monster. So just overall, this card is really cool. Being able to go into some really sick synchro plays. We're then going to be going on into 3 copies of Volcanic Shell. Now, the reason why you want to be playing this, especially in this variant, is because there is a really nice combo. If you open up with these 2 cards alone, this is going to be sort of like your main full combo, at least like your bare minimum combo that you want to do in your opening turn, which is going to be to special summon Quickdraw Synchron by pitching the Shell. You then get to use Shell's effect in grave to pay 500 life points, add the second copy of Shell to your hand, normal summon that Shell, and now you have 6 stars to be able to go into your Drill Synchron, which is kind of the heart and soul of the deck as far as like the extra deck monsters. And then you're going to use that the second Volcanic Shell in the grave to add the 3rd copy of Shell to your hand, and then with that Drill Synchron on the field, you're able to use him to discard a card and then banish him for the turn just to keep him safe from your opponent's disruptions and stuff. And then that's also going to allow you, during the next standby phase, you special summon him back, and then you get to add a monster or, just a monster back from your graveyard to your hand. So really cool to be able to add back your Synchron or whatever else is going to be what you want out of the graveyard. So these cards in tandem together work really great. When the shells are bricking your hand, they kind of suck, but if you just draw like 1 in your opening hand, it is just so amazing. It's a great sort of boon for the deck. Next, we're going to get on into 3 copies of Debris Dragon. Now, some variants of the deck, you'll play 2 copies of Quickdraw or 2 copies of Debris. For this one, it's sort of a Monster Mash combo deck, sort of similar to like Tearlaments or like other like Lightsworn variants and stuff, which we are playing a Lightsworn engine in this deck, but overall, Debris Dragon, really great 3 of in the deck because you're going to be loading up your graveyard with so many monsters, and the way that I've built the deck is to sort of fill it up with different combinations of level 1s, level 2s, level 3s that you can add or special summon back from the graveyard to be able to go into some really nice synchro plays. We're then going to be going on into 2 copies of Dandelion. I was almost going to grab a 3rd, but it is semi-limited in Edison format, my bad. But yeah, 2 copies of Dandelion. This card really combos well with both of like your main tuners in the deck. With the Quickdraw Synchron, if you pitch it off with the Synchron, you're going to pitch it to the grave and then get your 2 tokens. Or with Debris Dragon, you special summon it. These 2 guys go into like Black Rose Dragon, use Black Rose Dragon's effect on summon and Dandelion effect on the summon in grave. Then you're going to be able to get 2 tokens back to the field. Just these cards all in tandem together work really great. Then getting on into our Lightsworn engine, we're getting into our 3 copies of Ryko, 1 copy of Lila, and then also 2 copies of your Nimble Mega Hamster. These cards overall work really great together. Lila is just another target for your Charge of the Light Brigade, so it's just really nice to have that. And then also, because you do really want to insulate your drill warrior from your opponent's plays. It's just really nice to have the Lila to be able to get rid of some of your opponent's spell and trap disruption. Then getting on into our last two of in the deck, we have our 2 copies of Caius. You could play it at 3 or even at 1, however you want to play it around with, or you could even just probably scrap it from the deck. Overall, though, I think that most Edison players are going to agree that you want to be playing 2 or 3 copies of Caius in most decks, especially these kind where you can just easily special summon out Quickdraw Synchron or Foolish Burial your Dandelion to grave and then be able to like get free tokens. I guess I shouldn't say that because they can't be attributed this turn that they're the tokens are summoned, but you guys get it. Like there's a lot of ways to special summon in the deck, so having the Caiuses there are really nice. The reason why I'm comfortable with playing 2 is because there's a lot of times where you can get 1 in the grave and then try to cycle it with your drill warrior. So there are a lot of ways. If you guys are going to see, I'm playing maybe some wonky ratios of monsters, and a lot of that just sort of attests to the fact that you can add stuff back with your drill warrior. 1 copy of Card Trooper. This card is one of your best normal summons in the deck because it's just going to let you mill 3 cards to the graveyard. And then we're going to get into more of just the rest of the power 1-ofs. These are all cards that are just amazing in your graveyard. We're playing 1 copy of Plague Spreader Zombie. The main reason why I love this card is because your Quickdraw Synchron is going to lock you into only summoning Synchrons, and your Debris Dragon is going to lock you into only summoning Dragon Synchro monsters. However, your Plague Spreader Zombie allows you to summon all of your Dragon Synchros with him as well as just a few generics that we're running. So it just sort of lets you broaden your spectrum of like what you can actually summon out in the deck. 1 copy of DD Crow. This is just really cool to be able to main deck DD Crow and then be able to cycle it around with your Drill Warrior if you really need to. This is great against Blackwing or Vayu Turbo or anything else that, again, just relies on like certain single cards in the graveyard. So DD Crow, just really great to be able to actually play in the main deck. 1 copy of Battle Fader. This card just works in tandem really great with your Caius, being able to get you a guy onto the field. And then 1 copy of Necrogardna. The other main reason why I'm playing these is because I am not playing any of the battle traps in the deck. Like I said, this is the combo variant. So the reason why is just because these cards are going to help to save your guys that are on the board. Or at least Necrogardna is going to save whoever's on the board, and Battle Fader is just going to protect your life points if your opponents are going in for a big swing and give you a body for a Caius or whatever. 1 copy of Sanguine to basically be able to search like anything in our deck apart from Caius. This card searches for just basically anything in your deck. And then a really nice cool tech that's in the deck is 1 copy of Quillbolt Hedgehog. This card is in here because you do have your Road Warrior is going to allow, or your Road Synchron, I'm sorry, it is Road Warrior. Okay, I'm sorry. He's going to allow you to special summon Quillbolt Hedgehog directly from the deck. And then let's say you get into a scenario where you have your Quickdraw Synchron or something else on the field, one of your tuners on the field, and he's in your graveyard. It's going to allow you to special summon him and extend even further, go into some nice synchro plays. Just overall, Quillbolt Hedgehog is just a really nice way to sort of utilize a monster in the graveyard and just sort of get some extra like level climbing, synchro climbing going. Just going to go over the 2 traps that are in the deck. I kind of like alluded to this earlier, but we're not playing any of the generic battle traps in the deck, so no D prisons, no bottomless trap holes and stuff like that. So 2 copies of Royal Decree are our only traps. That's why I'm doing traps first, just so you guys can understand. We're going more for the combos with the monsters, and then just sort of relying on Royal Decree and our spell cards to be able to sort of protect our guys. Royal Decree overall just really, really amazing, especially if you're in like the Blackwing matchup or any of the other cards or other decks that are just playing tons of traps. Including like the draw traps like Legacy of Yatagarasu, just really, really great card. 3 copies of Pot of Avarice. I love any deck where I get to play 3 copies of Pot of Avarice, and this deck is just no exception. You can end your turn 1 with at least like 3 or 4 monsters in the grave, and so like Pot of Avarice is going to be live like right away. 1 copy of Card Destruction. This is probably like the most controversial card in the deck, but overall, like, your deck is so graveyard centric that most of the time Card Destruction is going to be giving you more pluses than your opponent. So overall, like card destruction, the really cool thing that you can do is like if you pitch volcanic shell off for your Quickdraw Synchron, volcanic shell goes to grave, you can then use your shell to add another shell into your hand, maybe even use a Pot of Avarice to like recycle some other stuff, and then add even another volcanic shell to your hand, like really fill up your hand with those volcanic shells, and then you go card destruction, and then those are just going to be free bodies to be able to just to pitch extra crap into the graveyard and then draw cards that you need, as well as like your copies of Dandelion and stuff like that are just going to get extra extra benefits off of getting sent to the graveyard. You've got your Necrogardenas and all that other kind of stuff. So card destruction, honestly, really good for the deck. One copy of Charge of the Light Brigade, like I said earlier, just to get your Lightsworn guys into your hand and fill up your graveyard a little more. Foolish Burial, this is literally just like special summon 2 monsters because of your Dandelions, or you can just use this to pitch whatever else you need into the graveyard. Since we're not playing Battle Traps, we might as well play Battle Spells, so we're playing 2 copies of Book of Moon. Also, a really big thing is that Brain Control is regarded as one of the best spells in the format, so really having 2 copies of Book of Moon is really great because this just helps you work around Brain Control and just a bunch of other really cool interactions, especially with your Drill Warrior coming back every single turn from the banish pile. It's just really nice having these to protect him. 1 copy of Cold Wave, because we overall aren't playing like the traps and stuff like other people are. Cold Wave is just going to help you go for those really big pushes. 1 copy of Heavy Storm, 1 copy of MST, so like these cards overall are just helping to go for your big pushes. And then lastly, 1 copy of Brain Control, which I alluded to earlier. It's just really great for the deck, or just any deck in the format. But this is going to turn on your Caius Tributes. It's going to also allow you to utilize more of those generic synchros that are in your extra deck. If your opponent is stupid enough to leave a tuner on the field, like they leave out a Gale or something like that onto the field, you Brain Control and now you get a generic tuner or something. That is just going to be huge for you to be able to go in for some really unique synchro plays. But anyways, let's get on into the extra deck. We'll try to be quick here, but 2 copies of Drill Warrior. Drill Warrior, like I said, is the heart and soul of the deck as far as like the extra deck is concerned. I really loved in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys watch that with Simo and MBT. MBT has a really good discussion where he talks about how this card is so ahead of its time. It really wasn't able to shine because it's locked in by all of the Synchron cards, but overall, Drill Warrior being able to banish itself to protect itself, have its attack so it can attack directly, and then also just have the play where it comes back, and then when it special summons itself back from its effect, you get to add a monster from graveyard to hand, which just allows you to turn on all of those amazing like one-of monsters. You get to add back Card Troopers, Battle Faders to protect your life points, DD Crows, and the like, Sangans, so you get extra searches. Overall, this card is just amazing, and that's why I sort of wanted to build this deck to work around it. 1 copy of Turbo Warrior, 1 copy of Junk Archer. There's nothing too surprising here. 1 copy of Nitro Warrior. This card is just always really cool, and Junk Archer also comes up with some really cool plays. And then the 1 copy of Road Warrior. Like I said, there's really cool plays where you can Road Warrior, summon him, you special summon out your Quillbolt Hedgehog, which seems a little bit silly, like you're really going into this big guy just so you can summon out this little level 2 machine guy, but that's not really the point. The point is that like you go into him, he's a 3000 attack beater, you're going to beat over some stuff. You go into, and then Quillbolt Hedgehog is going to be on the field. And then along with that, that's going to allow you, even with your copy of Plague Spreader Zombie, it's going to open up just tons of plays. You got Plague Spreader Zombie in the graveyard, bring him back, bring back Quillbolt Hedgehog from grave, and now you've got some synchro plays that you can go with there. Getting on into the dragons, so these are the cards that you're going to be summoning with your Debris Dragon. We've got our Iron Chain Dragon, and then also playing the Trident Dragion. If you guys can't afford this card yet, just wait for the reprint. It's going to be coming soon. For our level 7s, we have Ancient Fairy Dragon and Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose is one of the most amazing cards in the deck, because what you can do is you can go for your Drill Warrior, banish him, and then if you feel like your opponent has like battle traps like Mirror Force and stuff, then you just go normal summon Debris Dragon, bring back Dandelion from graveyard, go for Black Rose Dragon, nuke the board, and then next turn your Drill Warrior might be open for business. You know, there's not going to be anything in his way. We have 1 copy of Stardust Dragon, 1 copy of Red Dragon Archfiend, and then for our generic synchros, we're playing 1 copy of Armory Arm. This is where I was alluding to earlier, how your Quillbolt Hedgehog and your Plague Spreader Zombie can actually sort of combo with each other. So if you get both of these engraved, bring back Plague Spreader, bring back Quillbolt Hedgehog, and now you have a free 1800 attack beater, or you can equip this onto something like another synchro, and then you're going to have like a really big boosted guy who's boosted by an extra 1000. 1 copy of Ally of Justice just for your level 5 option, and then 1 copy of Brionac. I went with this over Goyo Guardian just because this is going to allow you to go for level 6 plays, be able to pitch cards out of your hand, to be able to fill up your graveyard and just get some spot removal, whereas you're going to be sort of relying on the battle phase for a Goyo Guardian, so that just felt a little better going for Brionac, staying out of the battle phase. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know that this one's a little bit different. It's a little experimental. I know that there's a few people who have profiles similar to this one, but it's just, this one is just going to be a little bit different than what other people have out there. I do still sort of have the core of the cards that I took out. So I've got, you know, Bottomless Trap Holes, Dimension Prisons, Treeborn Frog I was messing around with for a while, and then also the rest of the Plant Engine. These cards just don't really fit in the deck with how it was working. So overall, we are going to probably be doing a profile for that later. But for now, I wanted to show you guys this combo variant that I've been working on. Hopefully this this deck could eventually take an event or something in the future. I'm going to keep tweaking with it, trying out some different things, maybe playing around with Upstart Goblins and stuff. But for now, I've really liked sort of how the deck has been flowing for now. If you guys have any other suggestions on what could sort of help speed up the deck, make it more aggressive, or other stuff to try out in the deck, please let me know in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. Again, go ahead and check out the Patreon if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, including there are a 7-day free trial if you guys want to try that out as well, where you guys can just sort of check out what videos are on the Patreon, do the free trial and all that stuff. But again, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, like the video, and we'll be doing more profiles like this in the near future. So thank you guys again so much for watching. We'll catch you for the next one. Peace.